Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. I wanted to do a video for you guys today on my hand grinder project that I've been working on. This hand grinder right here I got from my local Amish community a few weeks back, and the model is, I'll show you here, it's a size 32 lem, and I've been wanting to do a hand grinder project for quite a while now, and this is the result of my work. One of the things that you can do with a hand grinder is you can grind meat, you can process meat to make sausage, but you can also grind nixtamal corn with it so you can make masa dough. And of course, because it's a hand tool, it's off-grid, doesn't require any electricity. One of the things that I made here in the last few weeks to use this grinder is what's called a grinding pedestal. Now, I've seen different variations of grinding pedestals. Most of them were made out of metal. I've also seen some that were really large that held electric grinders, and I've also seen some that were on cabinets that had wheels that could roll around. But I wanted to see if I could utilize just stuff that I had laying around to make one of these. So I made one out of about a 6 to 7 inch log, and this log's probably about 4 feet long. When you're making anything that you're going to work on, like a countertop or a bench or something, you want it to be at about the height of your wrist. What that does is that reduces fatigue when you're working. You don't have to either stoop down or you don't have to reach up to naturally work on anything. To make this was pretty simple. I took the log and drilled a few holes in it, and I lag bolted some stuff to it. Now, this board right here, this is an ash board. It's a little bit gnarly. It's the same board that I split out in my fro video, and then I shaped it with my draw knife and plane, because I wanted a good gnarled piece of hardwood to attach this grinder on, because it's going to take probably the brunt of the abuse of using this. And instead of bolting it down in the traditional fashion, I actually put the bolts up from the bottom and used wing nuts to secure this grinder. That way I can take these wing nuts off, and I can pull this grinder off so I can clean it and put it away for storage or whatever, so it makes it a lot easier to use. Just an ash log here that I used for the pedestal part, and then the base on the bottom was some pieces of 2x6 that I actually lag bolted onto the bottom, and then I put them in opposite directions there. You can kind of see I did one horizontal and one vertical, and then I connected the two together. And the reason you want to have a little bit of a base on something like this is so you can put your foot on it, just like so. So when you start to crank your grinder, this guy doesn't move around on you. And because it's a pedestal like this, you can actually use whatever you need to use to put underneath here to catch the meat that you're grinding, your masa, whatever you're doing. You can use chairs, you can use a couple of small step ladders, you can use a couple of boards and a couple of sawhorses, just whatever you have. I've seen a lot of improvised tables and different things used when I was growing up by the old timers. When they were doing stuff like this, chairs were often used. They'd have their stuff that they were working on the kitchen table, and when they were grinding, the meat would fall down into a bowl on a chair. So anyway, I got some pork cubed up. I'm going to show you guys real quick how this guy works. I want to make a little sausage today, so you guys just stick around here, and I'm going to show you how this guy works. Alright, you can see here I got a little bit of this pork ground up. I got about 3 pounds here that I'm starting with because I'm doing a batch of sausage for everybody. Just some basic bulk pork sausage. You can see here, all I got is an improvised table here with some wax paper on it. The pieces of meat that I'm cutting up, maybe a little bit bigger than a postage stamp. This is what I got cut up to run through here. Now, this isn't going to be like using an electric grinder at all. You're going to put a couple pieces in, you're going to hold on to it, and you're going to run it through. You don't want to overload it because it's going to be way too hard to turn. kind of see there it's going through. Semi-frozen meat's a little bit nice to cut up. Put a couple pieces in there again. Got my hand on the top here to steady it, my foot on the bottom pedestal. You're not going to win any races by grinding meat by hand, but again, you can do it. A hand grinder in this setup will help you out if it's an off-grid situation, and that's kind of why I'm showing you guys how to do this here. A couple more pieces in. Then if you want this sausage mixed really good, you'd add your seasonings into it, and then you would grind it through again. The second time, of course, will be much easier because you're not cutting anything, you're more of a mixing. Just give you an idea here how a hand grinder works in an off-grid setting. Anyway, this is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment out of this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my homemade, makeshift, off-grid grinding setup. Anyway, you guys take care.